Hello and welcome to Flory Models Friday catch-up show. Here we are with you on the 22nd of August 2025, and a big week this week. For the first time, we've had a video out every single day this week, and it doesn't stop there because we've got another live show with you on Saturday. So full on, things are returning back to normal, although you wouldn't think it when you look out there, which we'll show you in a minute. But big week for me was getting the bike finished. Obviously, I was a little bit ahead of you guys, but there was just little bits and pieces, like there always is at the end of a build, you need to take care of and things like that. And also, I've tied it in with a video all about photography. And we're not talking taking, David Bailey quality photos here. We're talking me with a piece of paper in my phone and trying to just show the easiest way to do that. So that video is going to be coming out with you on Monday. All right. So again, everything's back to normal, full on with videos every day. So we've got that one coming. But it was about the bike this week, getting it finished, getting it all sorted, doing like that. We had some fantastic look at some stuff that Karine from DSP over at Vaco Modeling sent us over as well. So we had a look at that and lots of other bits and pieces and live shows and PM shows and things like that, which went along with it. So all started though on Monday. So we've got the part 4 of the bike coming together. Now, I'm not going to bore everyone to death with this because I keep saying every week how fantastic it is. But, you're going to want to watch the final part of this and my summing up and thoughts, because I talk about it in depth about how I shouldn't like this whatsoever. Because for me, my two favourite parts of modelling when it comes to it are literally painting and weathering. This has got no painting on it and no weathering on it. But why do I love this so much? But yes, it has definitely been quite a favourite of mine and a bit of a fantastic mojo builder in amongst everything else that's been going on at the moment. So started off with this one. We was getting obviously everything onto these ones. We was going back and getting all the hoses all connected up. They're a little bit of a hit and miss trying to find out where they go, but we got those in. Then we started onto the fairing work, getting all of those installed onto it and working our way around with those front headlights, getting them fitted in just like that. All right, so you say you've got various bits of wiring and stuff all going around in here, so make sure it's all tucked down out of the way and it makes the top box fit a lot better. And then obviously going through getting the actual fuel tanks installed and then getting the air filters onto it and things like that. Had a lot of fun with this build. And again, it was one of those ones where it just falls together. It's such a fun build. All right. But anyway, getting the fuel tank installed and pushed down snug and tight took a little bit of work. Then it was off onto the exhaust work, using obviously the marker pens to touch up any bits where we removed it from the sprue, getting them all put in nice and tight and all the rest of it. So coming together very, very nicely, just like that. All right, and the stand has been a godsend for working on this thing, so I think I would have pinged bits off all the way through. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with that one. So that one's part 4. That went up with you on Monday just like that. Obviously, members, you can go off and watch that one. We'll talk about part 5 in a moment. Tuesday, it was all about tools. We were literally going through here doing all about the tools. Obviously, we're talking about the bikes, and then we was having a look at some of the bits that Matt had sent me. So we got some of the scribing things, a little bit more for sort of the Gunpla, this one on the left, than and your Gundam stuff. But obviously the Hasegawa Tri-Tool series, I'm a massive fan of theirs. I've had theirs now for probably best part of coming up for 30 years with the various ones that they've brought out over the years. And again, it's just really very, very nice stuff with that. So we're talking about obviously removing it from the pegs and the sprues and when you're using them and stuff like that and how they come in quite handy. All right, so he's going through about talking about conical edges and those types of things with it. With that one done, we was obviously doing a little bit of demo with it all, and we were talking about various tools and the various things like that. Then we had a go at this little one, which I haven't seen before. So we was having a bit of a play with it, with the different shapes and all the things that go with it, and using their little scribing tool as well. It's basically like a little bradawl really going down in there to scrape clean around in those areas. And obviously we were doing work with all the different shapes that it does as well. And to be honest, to say, if you're into Gunpla and stuff like that, you're going to absolutely love it. All right. Then we was talking about my little drill that I use. Display have brought out the correct size pieces for it. If you're like me, you might have had to bodge it a little bit and get it to fit. Now they've brought out a proper tungsten set for it, designed specifically for the drill, so it does fix it with the problems and all the rest of it. But basically it comes out with them. We had a little bit of a play with it and go through. And I was saying about if you're sanding especially hard materials such as CA glue or super glue and stuff like that, these things are a dream to cut through it. Also, I use mine for getting rid of like ejector pins, sanding them out and all things like that. They're absolutely fantastic, and the other work. So anyway, they do a full set now of all the different sizes and shapes, and again they're specifically designed for the drill as well as a little bit further down in here, you will see, that's the ones in there. They actually do a tool for it as well. Which I show on a different show actually as well, which I'll show you in a minute. But they've got those as well. And they've got a new sanding set out at the moment that sort of replaces their other two. So it's a big old pack with it like that. And we're just having a look at all of those and just generally working our way through all the tools. We've got this little lump as well, which I'm doing a full review of next week. So that's going to be on Tuesday. To be honest, I've been using it this week and already it has saved my bacon once. It's dead handy actually for doing various things. So it's a really, really nice piece of kit, this one. It does all the jobs you might expect it to do, like it's a mitre box, it's a centrer, it does various shapes and sanding and stuff, but it replaces some of my big chunky tools, like my hacking through things with this. But again, it's how I used to do it back in the day, but that thing's definitely a lot more refined for it and stuff like that. So anyway, we will talk about that one. We'll go through the business of it all on Tuesday, and there'll be a proper standalone review for that coming up very, very soon. Then, as you can see, the building work is progressing towards the unit. This is the lawn now. That's all we've got in the garden. The rest of it is absolutely full up with, junk. And then to find it all, we found an old telephone pole. Nicely down in here, coming right the way down. Sorry, that's it. So we found a telephone pole, as I'm pointing out, just down in there, which is this lovely thing here, and a mains cable for the power going to a street light nearby. So it was like, really? Anyway, so we've had lots of fun and games with that one, with the builders and all the rest of it. But hopefully, by the time you watch this, that will all be full of concrete, because we've got the concrete coming in shortly. That's why I'm filming this morning to get it going. But yeah, it's taking its toll down in there, shall we say. Plus the fact we're talking about all the other bits and pieces that are going on in the moment just down in here. So anyway, members, if you want to catch up with that one, you can do. They're down in there just like that. Yesterday, the PM show, monthly show. Obviously, it's not hosted through me. It's actually hosted through the PM Model's own YouTube channel, although the links for it are everywhere as always. And we were talking about what's new and going on down in there. So again, this is on the PM channel with Matt. So if you want to go off and have a look at this one, you can. Always seems to be talking, isn't it? So yes, and we were looking at obviously all the latest things coming down the line. Really excited. We're just a couple of weeks away from getting our hands on a Wessex, which is very, very nice indeed. And then obviously we're looking at some of the other things that are around at the moment, a little bit weird and wacky things. And it's like that pack system from Tamiya just takes me back to my childhood, really. The smell and everything, it's one of those classic things. And some of the Edard's limited edition boxes seem to be making their way back as well, with some very nice stuff in it. Plus the fact we've talked about the Spitfire and all the other bits on there. And we were talking really about how kits are more complicated than they've ever been. We've asked for it and now we've got it. And are we doing ourselves a disfavour when we should be in some ways having more fun building instead of beating ourselves to death trying to cram all this detail in and all the rest of it? It's quite an interesting show. Good topic to talk about. Obviously, I'm sure it's going to roll on, and thank you for all the kind comments and feedback you guys have put into it as well in the comment section over on the PM channel. So you can catch up with that one right now. It is free to watch. You can go off and do it. I will link it down below as always. Last up, bang up to date. So bike completed and done. Final bits and pieces that were going on to this one, really the front fairing system, getting that all to fit in there and go in. A little bit of trouble getting that grill in, but we got there eventually. Got that fitted in. It's this grill here. It's just lining it all up. It's a bit tight to get it in there. So took a little bit of fiddling, but we did that one, got that in there. And the bike came along really very, very nicely. A couple of decals just to go onto it, which we popped on and all the rest of it. Obviously, most of them are all pre-printed and pre-painted into it. So we got those all in and it's looking absolutely superb. Very, very nice indeed on this one. So anyway, if you want to go off and see this one, see the completed build, members, it is with you right now. All right, so you can go off and catch up with that one right now. And again, I loved it. It was a fantastic build. We've also got obviously the full photos of the thing done down below, and this will tie in with next week because I've shown you how I took all my photos down in here like that. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful bit of kit. Again, I am now sold on this. I just don't get it. It shouldn't be me. It's not what I do. You know, this thing here, if on paperwork, just doesn't work for me whatsoever. But physically, it's been probably one of my favourite builds in many, many years, in going that far, purely because with all the stresses and everything that's going on in my personal life, with the building work and everything going on, it's been really nice to just come down here and do a couple of hours on it knowing that it's pretty much stress-free, you know, that there's no real problems. It just goes together. It does what it says on the tin, you know, and that is really, really nice kit to work with. And to be honest with you, it's a lovely size. 1/9. I know I'm getting old, the eyesight's going, clearly, got the gigs on, and sausage fingers here, but it's one of those ones where everything just sort of fits and works, and it's a nice size for doing it. So again, even though I'm used to working with like the Tamiya scales, 1/12, things like that, doing this one has been absolutely fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed it right the way through. Over on the store, obviously we're pretty much back in stock with everything down in here right the way through. We have got a couple of bits, you know, obviously we've got the jigs and the various things, they're all in stock as well. And then we've got, although it says out of stock, it is, trust me, I'll put it back in a moment. We've got a couple of new bits just come in this week with the display. We've got the cutting mat A. So this is obviously with all your curves and your things around it and all things like that. So if you want to get one of those, we do all the other ones as well, but they are fully in stock now. So we had a full restock of all the DSP or display stuff in as well. So we are back in stock with everything that we do. All right, so it's all down in there as well. So if you want to get any of those, they're all in stock now. Also, we've only got 5 left. This is the final 5, so it's the final shout for the 20th anniversary. We put up another 20. And obviously we've only got 5 left of those ones. So if you fancy getting yourself one, what is a little bit of a bargain, and obviously it is a little bit of a one-off as well, we've got this. So what you actually get is the holder down in here, 3D printed by myself. All right, you get 3 bottles of wash. So you get the dark dirt and the light, because those were the original 2, and you get the grime. You get the metal tray. So obviously this is my metal work tray you see me using all the time. You get the collector's card with all of that, and you get the big, what was it, 140mm sticker, vinyl sticker as well, all for £20. So it's a complete bargain, and it is the last ones at £20. There may be some more ones coming down the line, but I know a lot of you are disappointed you missed the original. So again, this is the only time it's in this full set like this. We might do other things, but as a full set for £20, this is it. 5 left, grab them today, because once they are gone, they are gone. All right, and that is it from there. Over on the PM site, they've got various things going on as well with the sales and various things. So again, we've got some nice Arado. That was a great kit. I remember that got released. Very nice. We're talking about the Mini Art Thunderbolts down in there. The Yuma Harrier, which, you know, I'm a fanboy of. Another thing I'm a fanboy of, clearly, is the Warhawk. So we got down there a nice P40N down in there. And again, we've got some of the Tacom Shermans down in those ones, plus the fact we've got a little bit of Airfix going down in here. I will have a review done for you for the actual Fleets kit, because obviously that is the Hella kit, so that's actually looking really nice. So I've got that kit here, and I will get a review out for you next week. We've got the Qatari Spitfire 109 as well, so we've got those coming down the line very soon, plus the fact all your other bits and pieces down in here. If you want to get yourself a little bit of a bargain, they are down here right now. Also, doesn't end there. Don't forget, we're going to be live with you at 10 o'clock tomorrow for a couple of hours to around about midday. So we'll be talking about things topical. We're going to be on YouTube. Obviously, the chat things will all be open. So if you've got any questions for us or anything else like that, join along. I'm going to be talking about my next build. So with the actual bike all completed off, this week coming, I'm going to be starting obviously on the Bronco. We've got some res kit aftermarket for it as well, and we can have a poll to see if I'm going to do it in flight or on the gear down, powered down and everything opened. I've got a plan to do it in flight, but yeah, but we will see. Obviously, it'll be you guys' choice on that one. So we'll be looking at that, seeing what the bits are in there and everything else, and we'll be starting on that next week. So keep an eye out for the first part of that. Should be up with you on Friday, all right, as we make our way through. But that is about it for this week. Great week this week. It's nice to be back in here, getting plenty done and things like that. And hopefully now we can really start to push on again. As always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with your great work from the gallery. So until live tomorrow morning, 10 a.m, happy modelling. Take care. I was not ready to falling like I'm wasted. My heart grows heavy. Don't taste me rushing and keep your words naked. You got me blushing, and you forever.
for the answers. No.